Hey, Chris Liepe here with guest vocalist and vocal coach, Monuments vocalist, Andy Cizek. You're in a lot of other bands too.
Yeah. Macari, Monuments, a lot like Birds. I'm pretty busy.
Yeah, so cool. Well, you're going to show me, as of this filming, a pretty new song. I haven't heard this band or this song. What am I going to listen to?
You're about to hear Free by BEARTOOTH. This is a band that I've been following for a really long time. Honestly, I want to say 10 years, maybe more.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, a lot of lore behind this band and the vocalist of this band, who's been a veteran of the music scene. Absolutely phenomenal singer. Just overall fantastic vocalist, great person. I've played festivals with this band. Love watching them live. And this is the latest from them.
What's the vocalist's name?
His name is Caleb Shomo.
Okay.
He's been touring since he was like 14, 15. Back in the day in a band called Attack, and then he went on to form BEARTOOTH, and he is just a shining example of tenacity and perseverance and how far you can come if you're disciplined and ambitious with your craft.
Ooh, okay. I'm excited, man. Thank you.
The world in my hands never felt so alone. Yeah. See the path in my head, scared of where it goes.
Man, I'm just going to call it out right from the beginning. This is tuned like crazy already. Like I hear that sound. But I also hear the production is, his voice is just so right here in the front of my face.
Yeah, so this is an artistic choice. You know, sometimes you want that extra polished, edited sound, you know. It gives it sort of that modern feel. I think there's different, times and places that call for this sort of thing. And this has more of an electronic feel, as you'll keep hearing in the song. It doesn't mean, this vocalist needs a bunch of autotune. It's like, this vocalist chose to pitch correct these parts hard for effect, and also you still hear the humanity. Got the world in my, like, I love just a little bit of attitude it gives.
The path in my head, scared of where it goes. Do I love it? Do I hate it? I wanna know. Am I really lonely? Or am I the reason I'm alone? But I know something you don't know. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. I thought it was a halo over me.
That's cool. Like he's looking at himself in the mirror and sort of talking about how he's free and real, not fake.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, it for me, it evokes this emotional journey where it's like, I've come so far and now I can just be myself and come out of my shell and not, worry about what everyone thinks. And I also loved sort of how the vocal delivery embodies that.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, because he's got this sort of breathy, vulnerable start. More air, but you're letting more air flow through. You're not clamping as hard with your core, your diaphragm. Just a little bit of emotion, kind of whispery, and then he comes out swinging with those big, powerful notes. So I love the contrast. If maybe we could just listen to that transition one more time.
Yeah.
But I know something you don't know. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. I thought it was a halo over me. Had me by the neck, so hard to breathe. Could it be? I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free.
Yeah. So right there, I love how he just flips to falsetto on that one note. Free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. And it makes that one note so much more vulnerable. And also, I notice he uses a lot of like, sort of rasp and like, I'm this, like just in the entries of his notes, which just characterizes it more.
There's like compressed beginnings in there.
It's so tastefully chosen to distort fucked up, that specific word. At that point, you're making choices where you're matching the emotion of the lyric with the emotion of your voice.
Free, I'm free, I'm
But it's not over the top, right? Not
No.
at all.
I mean, honestly, it might not even be something that you really have to think about that much. It's just a quick push. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can say every single fucked up piece of me. Could it be? I'm free out, free
Oh,
out,
yeah.
free out, free out.
Yeah.
Free out, free out, free out, free out.
Oh, it's so like it's detached from the melody, but so much a part of the experience.
Yeah.
And that's really hard to do with a lot of songwriting, because I feel like sometimes with these bands that use, clean singing and screams, everything is so separate and categorized, but this is contextual screaming. It's almost sing screaming. That's what's so cool about it.
Yeah, I can almost hear a note in there,
Yeah.
but it's not really important,
No.
It's about that part just driving the aggression. And, it's going from very quickly in this song, intimate and vulnerable, powerful and confident, and then aggressive,
Totally.
like just ambitiously aggressive. So a lot of range of emotions already.
I want to hear that again. And then I want to have
Yeah.
you build it.
Free out, free out, free out, free out. Free out, free out, free out, free out.
I guess if I were trying to tonally match the scream, Free! I'll go backwards. So I'm starting out with a very easy. I'm just getting into my mix from my chest voice, so it's like it's not super high, not super low, but very very light and not taxing. Not a huge lift, and then there's you start blending in the.
That's so good. If you'd like to work with Andy to develop these kinds of coordinations in your own voice, start by clicking the link below in the pinned comment or video description and joining his free warm-ups course. What's it called?
Monumental Vocal Warm-Ups with Andy Cizek.
I like how they pause the video during the scream, too. That's cool.
Yeah.
Free out, free out, free out.
Some cool layering there, too.
Gave it all away. He's got this, like...
Sassy, baby.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Gave it all the way. Yeah.
You hear guys like Spencer Sotelo do this, too, right? Gave it all. Or Gerard Way, like...
Yeah.
It's a very, almost vomiting the words, gave it all the way. I'm really exaggerating it, but there's this...
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely gets its roots in that sort of emo sound, but it's more than that. It's like a projection of diction, a particular connection that you have. It's not gave it all away. It's an intensity. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of it's in the face too, right? Because gave it all away, gave it all away. I'm brightening with the face, and maybe I'm adding a little bit of vibrato too. It's kind of just a feeling, gave it all the way, gave it all the way, and then he's got his own flavor too, because you're sort of hearing like some fry breakup, some raspiness, and it's sassy as hell. It's dope. I love it. Michael Jackson. He's got that Michael Jackson, little touch of attitude.
Give it all the way.
Yeah.
I had the words in my mouth, I didn't know what to say.
Oh yeah.
Something I never could say to me.
There's a lot of Michael Jackson in this.
Yeah, dude, he's got so much expression, so much attitude and vulnerability in these parts.
Loved that lift into his head voice.
Words in my mouth, I didn't know what to say.
Ooh, and that crack.
Something I never could say to me.
beautiful, man.
I am a liar. I like how he heated it up just for that one.
Add some heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, that like, despite the polished sound, there's such a range of emotions. It's very dynamic.
And that heat, that was cool because that was definitely more of a chest, almost like a grunty buzzer sort of sound.
Yeah.
I like the little squeaks at the end. Way.
Yeah. I mean, all of that just like, it's exploding with personality.
I totally expected him to do a scream there, and it didn't happen. I was like,
you're saving it, man. You know, you're building it up. You got to give him that hook again.
Free, I'm.
Yeah. Yep, attitude just oozing out.
Is it me or is he a little more laid back on this hook?
It's the same as the last one, but in terms of like how much power he's giving it, it's like a laid back power.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
sure.
Every single fucked up piece, you know, like every single fucked up piece of me. So he's using his chest voice, but there's a lot of sort of withholding. And when you withhold like that, it leaves more room for those sassy expressions.
Yeah, it's a relaxed aggression. I like, even your posture and what you just did there. It's not a it's a
yeah, and it's more of a SpongeBob up here plays with booked up Patrick SpongeBob, like to the spectrum, this is more on the SpongeBob spectrum.
Absolutely it is.
So nerdy. Yeah, bro.
I gotta go back and hear this again.
I love this part because it's so reminiscent of like old school post-hardcore vibes, Under Oath type shit. You go from a pop song to like this. It's like you can tell this man's been in the game for a minute. This whole, all these people.
Oh, and I realized I stopped it on like what was probably the most like monumental.
Yeah, look at him. He's going hard. Yeah. Let's hear it again.
Yeah. But I also wanted, and I want you to comment on this after we go through it again.
No.
It feels like that there are entrances that he's approaching from like chest voice up, and then there's the head voice down sort of thing, and he's landing on these screams in multiple ways. There's a lot of coordination going on. I just want you to speak to that. After.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
Nobody else, right there.
Yeah. He's turning up that distortion dial, There's nobody else. There's nobody else. Nobody else. A little extra there.
But that's a chestier sound, and then he abandons up into that heady scream. You hear so much of his voice in those screams, man.
Yeah, that's a very classic post-hardcore sounding scream. When I first started learning this stuff, I would get clues from the little voice cracks. What the fuck is stopping me? So that's where we're getting, what the fuck is stopping me? You know, you can kind of just creak into that. Yeah.
But sometimes he has it coming up from, or has it coming down, and then sometimes it sounds like we're getting more like a it's coming from a place of chest, even though it's abandoning up into that heady space.
Yeah, I sort of see it as like picking it up and throwing it. And then it's up there, and then you're kind of gliding it back down to that sweet spot, you know, in the middle.
Yeah. Let me listen for that here. Yeah, especially on that meh. It's grounded in chest, and then he goes meh.
Yeah, it's a quick lift up, and I think again that's how I found these sounds is, you know, you're teetering from chest into the yodel voice crack. You know what I mean? So you're kind of lifting up and letting it go.
Right.
Yeah. So he's fully letting loose there, man. That is like some raw primal shit.
There's a little bit of like they cut it. I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah. Let's hear that again.
Thought it was a halo over me. Had me by the neck so hard to breathe. Could it be?
So sick.
I'm free. Running to the light so you can see every single fucked up piece of me.
Right.
Nice variant on the melody there. That was cool.
Little variant there, yeah. Let's go back real quick, just because I'd love to hear that crazy scream one more time.
Sure.
Okay, I want to speak to that. So that last bit is something that I would also do in the studio, right? We're having these moments where we don't mind spending our vocal budget. We're letting it all loose, man. Like that, I would say even employ some unhealthy technique, you know, just for a bit, because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, using a little bit of that, especially in the studio, knowing you can, you know, give it some rest, that is unbridled, you know. He's like, it's not like, fry, you know, it's fry, you know, that's where I'm going chest, I'm going false chord, a little bit of fry. It's like, it's shouty. I feel it in my throat. It burns a little bit, but it's just it's a quick one. It's a quick one, and you're letting reckless abandon go just for a moment.
Good.
And it sounds so human. I really appreciate that part.
And that's not something that you lean into all the time, and it's definitely not the bedrock of your technique, but to get a little bit more oomph out of it, you go there every once in a while. The important thing is you can choose to go there. It's not something you're leaning into all the time.
I would say from like a coach standpoint, I would never recommend doing something that feels vocally destructive. However, you know, for these little moments in the studio, it's stress management, you know. So if I'm spending like $1 here, $1 there, this one scream, I'm throwing a bill at it, you know. Fuck it, I'm throwing $100 and getting just this special raw moment. And I love it, and that's what it's all about.
Thought it was a halo over me. Had me by the neck so hard to breathe. Could it be? I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Running to the light so you can see every single fucked up piece of me. Could it be? I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free.
Wow, that was, I mean, right. That's a perfect example, a cappella, of what I'm talking about there. Yeah, you can tell he's like, fuck it. End of the song. I'm free, you know?
Yeah.
I'm letting loose. I don't have to sing tomorrow, hopefully.
Right.
But it's just for a moment, you know what I mean? And that's what we do. I do that too. You know, I go balls to the walls in the studio, and then like live, it's a little bit of a different ball game. You know what I mean?
Gosh, I don't hear that again.
You can't even hear. It sounds like you hear the space bar, like when they stop playing.
Totally.
Yeah, he's like about to laugh. Man, that's a cool song, dude. Really catchy, but also just full of that old school breakdown shit. You know, going back to those roots, the roots of a 30-something, right? From someone from my generation, where we were going to Warped Tour and stuff. And one of the masters of the scene, you know, one of the OGs.
Well, I'd never heard Caleb at all, although his name has shown up in my comments. So I'm glad I finally got some perspective on him, and your ability to explain and break down what he's doing is accessible and inspiring. So
I try my best. I hope that Caleb, if you're seeing this, I hope I didn't get too much wrong here, but brilliant vocalist, just so many dimensions and little things about his voice that I love to hone in on and deconstruct.
And if you'd like to go deeper with Andy, with your own voice, taking these kinds of sounds and sensations and really getting them down and making them useful, start by clicking the link below in the pinned comment or video description and joining the free warm-ups course. What's it called?
Monumental Vocal Warm-Ups with Andy Cizek. I'll see you there.
And here are a couple other videos I've done with Andy.